Hello, I'm David. I'm the product manager of the SMEMA Hermes adapter. Today I'm going to show you how to set up programmable events. These are generally used to tell external systems the state of the adapter, but generally we recommend you can use them for signal and beacon towers. Now in this demonstration I'm using multiplug 82, I'm using the Hermes extension 28 and the serial port extension 10. The signal tower that I'm using is a dumb one. It doesn't have any network connection. It simply requires power to be given to the different lights. So I'm going to use a relay box. It has a serial port interface, and it gives 4 outputs. So I'm going to use 3 of them for the red, yellow and green lights of the signal tower. And this is the setup that is required for the serial port. So first of all, let's set up the serial port to get the connection to the relay box. So I'm going to serial port. When I plug the relay box in, it shows up as COM port 4. As in the instructions you've just seen, it requires that baud rate. So let's connect to that. Let's go to that COM port. Let's enable that. And that's the COM port setup. Let's deploy that. Next, I'm going to go into the Hermes software, go into lanes, and you can see programmable events beacon tower. So here we can create a new event. Let's call it amber. Let's give it a description, amber light, and then save that. We can then go into that, and then we can set up some rules. So let's keep it simple. Start with the top and work your way down with ands and ors. So I'm going to say when this station is not empty. So when there's a board actually in the machine, the amber light is going to come on. But then you can build different rules, and you have lots of different options there. And if you have a suggestion of a new rule to put in, let us know. So when this station is not empty is true, the true value will be sent, and when it's not, the false value will be sent. And you can enable whether you just want it on the true value or the false value. So currently the values are going to be 1 and 0, and we want to change that to the commands, the hex commands of the relay box. So off would be that one, and on would be that hex value, and there's also options for a delay. So if you don't want it to come on immediately, or if you believe that a state will change quite quickly, you can change the timings of those states being true or false. So let's save that. Let's deploy that into multiplug so the event is visible to the other extensions. Now if we go to the serial port and we subscribe to that event, if we go to Hermes, sort by group, lane 1, we go to the bottom, you see beacon tower amber, we select that. Finally, because it's a hex value rather than a string value, we click the is hex, and we save that and we deploy that, and now those values will be written when they're true or false. So then if we go to the multibook software and we run a board, if I just bring this over to the camera, if we bring a board into the machine, we can see the amber light is lit, and then when the board is removed, the amber light is switched off. Obviously, you can build up rules, but also you can, in this situation, you can continue to use different hex values. So you could just append different hex values to the end of that. So you can change, in this scenario, you can change different lights to be red to green or whatever in the same event. So you don't have to create multiple events for off and on. You can use extend the hex of that. And so that's it really. You can build up events, and if you have a beacon tower that is more network ready, you can connect to, rather than the serial port, you can connect to a network socket, and you can send those values down the network socket. You can send the different states to different systems using, again, network connections or HTTP connections. Essentially, it's a way of extending the event-based architecture of the software to your need. So generic statuses are good warn and alarm at the moment, but then you can build up your own different scenarios when system is shutting down or starting up, and so you have complete freedom of what events to trigger and what systems that needs to communicate with, being a signal tower or a third-party system. So I hope that helps. Thank you for watching.